We are back for another Christian review of regular books, and today we are discussing Family Family by Laurie Frankel. For those of you who have never seen one of these videos before, here's how it's going to go down. First, I do my regular review, what you know and love to expect from a book review, star rating, my own personal opinion, etc. And I do it all without spoiling the book. But then I get into my Christian review, and that's where I go over the basic pieces of a book that may or may not have a fellow believer or really anyone wanting to read it. I give more caveats and any more information you may need about these reviews at the video that's pinned at the top of the playlist. Or you should be able to click here somewhere, so you can click on over there. However, if you're still here, let's go ahead and go into my regular review. Family came up on Book Talk for me as kind of an option that was a Gilmore Girls meets adoption storyline. And I was like, yes, please. I got the opportunity to read this book on audio, and I was so enthralled from beginning to end. Not only are these characters so heartfelt and just really good at expressing their emotions, their needs, what they're going through, etc. But as someone who also comes from a blended family with all different types of family dynamics, including the fact that I have a niece who is adopted, it feels like such a unique and cool storyline to be able to read in a fiction book. Additionally, it did really feel like Gilmore Girls in the warm, fuzzy way, but also the quick, witty banter way. And you really do fall in love with these families and wanting to know where they're gonna go, what's gonna happen. I was sad when the book ended. I wanted to keep knowing where they were going to go. Ultimately, I rated this book 4.25 stars. I think it's a beautiful story, and I would recommend it to just about anyone. If you want to see everything that I'm reading and rating in real time, you can do so by following me on Goodreads. I'm also on Instagram, TikTok, and I do have my own YouTube channel, so you can see more of my day-to-day reading and life journey. All the links are down below in the description box. Now let's go ahead and get into my Christian review. The first category is smut or spice, and no, there is no spice within this book, which I appreciate. The second category is explicit language. Yes, there is some explicit language throughout this book. It's not major and pretty easy to avoid, but it's there. The other two things I want to discuss are things that may be yellow flags, red flags for people within the Christian community. The first one is that they do discuss quite a bit between pro-choice and pro-life, and they're discussing it in a way that's very respectful to both sides. I don't feel like it was really one way or the other, and there was an open dialogue about, if you're one way or the other, if you believe pro-choice or pro-life, what's the benefit? Is that the best option, etc. So I felt like it was really well discussed throughout it. The second yellow flag, if you will, was that there is quite a bit of discussion around homosexuality, and specifically homosexuality within a Christian home. Now, sometimes that's done really well, and I feel like there's nothing to write about other than to tell you guys. However, because it is a sensitive topic, I wanted to really kind of look at it. This book does it so well, in my opinion. There's nothing that's explicitly hateful towards the church or really making any sort of comments about the church as a whole, but just the complication that can arise when you have a Christian home that is also dealing with someone who is LGBTQIA. I thought it was a really good discussion. And again, I loved these characters and was so invested in the storyline. I think it was really well written. This book is probably best for anyone ages 16, 17 and up. There is quite a bit of a coming of age story throughout this, so I think it may feel very practical to a teenager to read. However, there are other dynamics that are fairly mature. So I think it's best if it's in the mid-teens, late teens. Before you go, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you can stay up to date on all of these Christian reviews of regular books, plus me and my mom's podcast, The Journey We Share. On top of you staying up to date, it also helps us know that the content we're providing is content you want to keep seeing. So please make sure to do those things before you go, and we cannot wait until we see you on the next one.